what's up guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reacting to the 10th episode of Rent-A-Girlfriend. This one's titled Friend's Girlfriend. Interesting title. I believe this is referring, obviously, to Chizuru, naturally. But we saw some scenes in the preview for next time between Chizuru and, now what's the other friend's name? It's not Kibe, the one that I like, it's the other one. Kurobayashi. We saw some scenes of them talking together, which I didn't really expect them to have many scenes together, realistically. So I'm curious as to what that's all about. I'm genuinely kind of curious as to where that's going to go. Ooh, actually, maybe it's got something to do with, Kazuya and Ruka. He saw them together. And yet he's meant to be dating Chizuru. Maybe it's got something to do with that, because we haven't really touched upon that bit so much yet. Maybe that's something we'll explore. I don't know. But we're not getting New Girl. I know that much. The New Girl's not coming this week. I hope next week. Maybe we'll get a look of her in our preview, maybe. But right now, we have no inkling of her showing up. If she does show up, she's going to be a background character with not really a main focus this episode, at least. But last time, Kazuya working part-time. We learn the full extent of what happens on that Christmas Eve. She just asks him if he has feelings for her. He lies and says no because he can't bring himself to say it, and it's like, okay, I understand, but again, it's perpetuating this cycle. Then we get more Ruka scenes, thankfully, because she just got left to dust in the previous episode, which I just don't understand why the pacing would ever choose to do that. Like, goddammit, you just introduced a character. You've really started to build her up. You've given her a really good backstory, and then you just abandon her for a filler episode, essentially. I don't like the way they did that pacing. This Christmas episode really did not have to wait until after this, realistically. Like, all of this scene, the fact that it was based at a shrine is the only reason it had to come after the Christmas Eve scene. That's really all there was to it, and I think that was a bad call. Anyway, Ruka takes him to a love hotel, but not for the reason he initially thinks. They start to talk honestly. It's not much, but they're starting to talk honestly about the situation they're in and the way she feels about him, and genuinely does feel about him. Like, to her, she thinks she's found the love of her life. Kazuya just doesn't know what he's doing. He's in a weird situation. He's conflicted still with everything like that's going on. He's still conflicted feelings, and as a result, he's neglecting everyone essentially around him at this point. Like, he's definitely neglecting Ruka and not giving her a fair shot, which is causing her to become more possessive, more clingy, and is definitely maybe a flaw of hers that she tries too hard to make him like her. But at the same time, she's doing it because she doesn't know what else she can do at this point. She wants to try and make an honest attempt at it, and he's just not reciprocating, even trying or even acknowledging it at that point. And I get where she's coming from, even if it is still not the ideal way to approach it. But she doesn't know what more to do. But yeah, she learns about his shrine trip with Chizuru to see the grandma, because grandma loves Chizuru. And obviously whenever he's with grandma, he needs to show off Chizuru as well. And Ruka decides to show up there and try and claim that she's his girlfriend. And of course, in his infinite wisdom, he says, oh, don't worry about her, she's just a pathological liar. I mean, dude deserves a slap for that one at the very least, right? Like, oh, Jesus. And Ruka does attempt to try and reveal the truth to the grandma, but can't bring herself to do it. And we've noticed that as a trend. Like, both Chizuru and Ruka have both tried to have that honest conversation with the grandmother, but couldn't bring themselves to do it. Even though they both know it's best if it does get said, even they can't bring themselves to do it, which is an interesting character thing that I think I've been missing. And I kind of didn't really talk much about last episode. I was still in a little bit of a rut after the episode before, because I feel like this show peaked too early and is now descending back into typical rom-com ecchi harem like tropes, and I think it's descended back down into them. Like, not to the point of it being terrible, but just to the point of it being nowhere near the potential it probably showed in the very beginning. So, anyway, after all that, she's still convicted that she's going to try and make him her boyfriend. She still is very much for it and is still trying, to the point where she's now working at the same karaoke bar as him. And that's how we introduced, or how we ended the last episode before the preview. So now we're going to get some scenes from that, I imagine. I saw Kibe in the preview, so another scene with Kibe. Fantastic. And we'll see where that goes, and why Kurobayashi is talking with Chizuru. I guess we'll see what's going on with that. Anyway, let's get the episode up here. As always, we are watching this one on Crunchyroll, because that's where it's officially licensed here in the UK and US. I'm going to, these time-based format, so I'm going to count you down 3, 2, 1, play, and then I'll play, you start the episode, I start the episode, timer at the bottom left will start, and you'll know we're in sync. I'll call out the OP when it starts and ends, so you know we're roughly in sync as well. For those of you who watch different versions, there's no logos or anything, no studio logos, no anything on the front of these Crunchyroll shows, so I won't be using those. But you can also use screen glare to help you know that we're roughly on the same sort of sync. And yeah, with that, let's get into episode 10. I'm hoping this is a little bit of an upturn after the past 2 episodes. I won't lie, the last 2 episodes have been, I think, the weakest of the show. So I'm hoping for a little bit of uptick, and with more Ruka content, absolutely could be an uptick. So here we go in 3, 2, 1, play. Yes, you will. Yeah, she did. Wow. I'm sure she does. Wow. That is true. Yep. This is your ray of light, you moron. Oh boy, here we go. Wow. Wait, that's not Kibe, is it? Wow. Wow. I thought that was Kibe from the preview, but I guess it's not. OP time, okay. Just had a very similar face to Kibe. I guess it wasn't. Maybe we're not getting Kibe then. Oh well. Of course. Still haven't met her. So what's the deal with Mami then? As Crunchyroll all knows, literally every Crunchyroll comment at this point has become fuck Mami. I think it's gotten a little out of hand because she hasn't been in the show for so long. She's spent more time out of the show than in the show at this point. I just like to point that out. I won't deny that she's still a pretty evil character. But I think the hate is way overboard at this point. But, oh well, who am I to dock people of their fun of shitting on a fictional character in an anime? But I do wonder if she's going to become relevant again, because, like I said last time, I feel like that's something that's, like, going to be introduced towards the end, just to make his situation that much more awkward. Alright, end of OP. Here we go, friend's girlfriend. Interesting. What? Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Did I say his misogyny is piercing the heavens? Oh, wow. No, that is Kibe. I can't tell if that's Kibe or not. I think it is. I'm lost. Yeah. You fell into that trap. 90-second intro? Jesus. I was trying to tell if that was actually a music I knew. I mean, yeah. So? Yes. Mm-hmm. Fair. Also fair. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Ooh. Don't you dare turn her down. Don't you dare tone down pastries. You're an evil man. Yay. Yes. Like, no, dude. Stop it. Mm. Yes. Yes. Save it. Hey, go out, get a drink together. There we go. Don't show her off. Yeah, fair. That's fine. He wanted one, but. Oh, okay. It wouldn't be because of you, it's just because of his own thing. He can't blame you for that. No. No, that's not entirely true. Oh god, it's going to be terrible. What's his idea? Oh no, what's his idea? I mean, yeah. I've got a terrible feeling. Oh, don't tell you to go. Oh boy. What? Oh boy. Hmm. Is she. Is it to explain that she is also a rental? He should be. That's what he should be doing. Oof. Oof. And then Chizuru shows up. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. I'm a rental. You gonna say it? Yep. Yep. Okay. She's just gonna expose it like that. Yep. There she is. Yep. You now know the truth. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, this is a very roundabout way to put it. This is not the right way to deal with this. This is not the right way. Jesus Christ. This is not the way you help this. Like, the only thing I agree with is that he now knows that Chizuru was only a rental. But this is not the way to deal with it. I mean, do you think Kazuya would have actually landed her? You really think he could have done that? Uh-huh. Dude's an idiot, alright? Yeah. Yes! Yeah, it's just... Mm-hmm. No, she's playing that, really. Mm-hmm. Now, guilt tripped into it. I mean, yeah, but still. Just completely guilt tripped. I do not agree with any of this. I cannot agree with any of this. I mean, yeah. Because she's putting it on for the most part. Yeah, you're right with that. Uh-huh. Alright. William Shun, okay. Oh, God. Oh, God. Mm-hmm. So you gonna have a revelation out of this? Ain't a truer sentence been said. Mm-hmm. Dude's coming to a realization at least out of this. Alright. Kurobai actually is having far more self-reflection than Kazuya has at this point. Uh-huh. In a very loose way, sure. I'd agree actually with that one. Yeah, to an extent, yeah. I mean, that's why the service exists. I mean, yeah, could you imagine? Hmm. But it's currently no. Naturally. I mean, you've convinced him to not give up, at least. I guess that was the ambition. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Kazuya paid. Dude's been stalking the entire time, hasn't he? Jesus Christ, fucking Kazuya. No shit, this is awkward. Well done, Chizuru, well done. Yep, because you two need to talk it out. This is what happens first. This should have happened first. Hmm. I mean, you did the same. Uh. Yes. I mean, yeah. What? What? Yes. You're gonna. Kurabayashi. I mean, still. He speaks my language, but still. Cassie, you can't call him a pedo for renting her when you're actually legitimately dating her. Just saying. Yeah. Mm hmm. Mm hmm. There's still more to this date? Should have done that first. He really is. Because you're going to realize, aren't you? Oh. He's prying. He's prying. Dude picks up on things. Dude picks up on things. Mm. Then talk to him about it, like Christ. Mm-hmm. Huh. That was the angle he was trying to go for. Naturally, yeah. I think. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Sure you are, dude. Sure you are. Do your damn laces up. Hmm. I guess. Yeah, Kobayashi knows. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Weird situation, but yeah. A, a restaurant. Genius. Oof. Oh. Nice time transition, I like it. Jesus Christ, dude, you're trying way too hard. Thinking with your dick. God damn it, Cassia. Oh, I love it. Mm-hmm. Okay. She needs help. Sumi? We're gonna finally meet her? We're finally gonna meet her! Yes! Oh, finally. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, we're mentioning her? Nothing's happened in months. Yeah. Ask the community? No. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's true. I mean, if you've gone months now where you haven't even thought about her, that's a sign that you truly did not think of her. I don't think so. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. There she is. College first. Wow, really? College first year? She does not look it. And that's it. Okay. At least we're finally going to meet her. But she does not look like a college first year, but I guess that is also in of itself part of an appeal of a good rental girlfriend, I guess. People have different tastes, after all. That was a better episode. I still don't think it's quite at its high points, but that was a better episode. Didn't focus on Ruka as much, but that's fine. But I'll save a little more discussion for when we get to the end. We've still got the preview as well to see what more we get. Alright, here we go. What is it? Oh, after credits. Is this her? I think it was. He did rent one. Truth and girlfriend. So Kibe is renting a girlfriend. I did say, what if Kibe, because Kazuya got Chizuru, Kobayashi went and got Ruka for it. What if Kibe went and got Sumi? Don't tell me he actually did, right? Don't tell me he actually did. That'd be insane if you... I mean, who else is he going to be talking about, right? We're not going to add a fifth girl into this equation. So it's almost certainly Sumi that he's rented. But I didn't actually expect to be correct on that. So I almost hope I wasn't. But yeah, her being shy, I mean, we kind of predicted that from the OP and such, and the way she's been introduced so far. Rita Takahashi as a voice actress is going to be fantastic. I can't wait. I'm very excited to meet a new girl. Sad it's very late into the show. I feel like this should have happened a bit sooner. I feel like if you have Rita Takahashi as a voice actress for one of your girls, I feel like you need to give her as much screen time as possible, but hey, maybe that's just a little bias on my part. But yeah. Okay, so the whole resolution thing with helping out Kobayashi here, telling the secret and making him feel better about himself, this was a very roundabout way to do it. Like, no normal person would think of this as a roundabout, as this being the correct way to do it. This isn't your first thought. Your first thought is to be a proper friend and just talk about it. Like, obviously, it's awkward as shit, right? This whole situation's awkward as shit. This is awkward as shit, the anime. But you would talk about it. And they did have a scene to actually talk about it and actually be honest with each other, which I appreciated. They needed that. But for the purposes of the anime, you needed to have these scenes with them just to add that comedy. I put air quotes there because I'm not sure how much of it counts as comedy, but to put that into it. But yeah, I'm glad that kind of helped his character out a bit. Yeah, it was a weird scene, but ultimately it more or less got to the correct message. More or less. It didn't quite get there, but it more or less got there to an acceptable point in the story. But yeah, that was the majority of the episode, was all that. Yeah. And she did it because she is more willing to help out Kazuya here. And now that she's helped him, she wants him to help, because she's like, he's not going to try anything. He's probably a good way to get... Because he's not going to get angry at anything like that. So he'd probably be a good first... Well, maybe not first client, because she's had multiple and they keep getting angry at her. So helping client, at least. I'm just glad we finally have another character, because it was starting to get stale. It really was, when they start pulling out filler episodes. But we also have Mami-chan coming back, which of course is just going to spike more and more of these comments on Crunchyroll. Fair enough. I'm curious into what aspect she's coming back as, though. Like, into what capacity is she going to show back up into Kazuya's life? Because, okay, if we're going to be honest here, and we'll forget that this is an anime for now, and is trying to be as convoluted, complex, and silly as possible. If we just eliminate that for a minute, and try and place this in the real world. Real world interaction. Kazuya should be appreciative of Chizuru, understand that it was a business thing and was just meant as a self-esteem boost for himself, realizing that Ruka genuinely does want to know him and get to know him and date him, should make an honest effort at that and see if that works out. If it does, fantastic. He's now set. He can maybe stay friends with Chizuru if Ruka was comfortable with that, or if he thinks that maybe if they'd agree on that not being a distracting thing and they can just laugh about the fact that this was a situation they're in, or if they prefer to just cut ties and say, thank you, you have been a great help to me in my life, and move on. Maybe. If Ruka doesn't work out, he at least has the confidence to know that there are girls out there who would be willing to like him and learn who he was and fall in love with him for who he is, and maybe get back out onto the dating scene and enjoy his life some more. Option number 2. Realistically, Mami, you haven't thought about her in months. Like, months at this point, I think it's fair to say. So, you shouldn't even entertain the possibility of going back with her. It was a pipe dream. You thought you had it. Inexplicably, it didn't work. She sent mixed messages, and ultimately, you're better off without her at this point. Like, trying to rekindle that, I don't think is in his best interest at all. I can't see any good coming from that. You've made progress without her, instead of being stuck in a loop. So now use that progress to move on with your life. Like, there's no point worrying about the ifs and whats of previous relationships. They've ended, or they just never came to fruition. Like, I know, like, I can see that in my life. Like, there are exes that I couldn't think fondly upon. I was like, you know what? Maybe if I did some things different, maybe it wouldn't have ended that way. But it's like, no point thinking about it now. At this point, it was years ago for me, so it's like, I can't do anything about it, can I? People have moved on with their lives. So, yeah, Mami shouldn't be an option, and Sumi, there's just no reason to have another character in. We'll see what kind of dynamic they try and form. Maybe she'll be very appreciative of him and feel safe around him, maybe. Maybe she'll come to like him for who he is, in being an understanding guy, because Kazuya's not mean. He's not a mean guy. He's, as much of a doofus as I think he is, he can be genuine at times when he's not in a long, convoluted scenario. And I think if any character is going to truly draw out that genuine side of him, I think Sumi might be able to. Because I think he will see that innocence in her, and I think maybe they can try and connect because of that. And maybe draw out that genuine side of him, a more caring side, a more human side of him, for lack of a better term. I think maybe that could pull that out of him and show us a different side to Kazuya that I think has been lacking so far. Maybe. That's a bit of a maybe, though. I'm pulling at straws here, alright? But I'm just hopeful, you know? But this was a better episode. It hasn't come back up to the level I thought it was at the beginning, but it's on its way there. And with a new character, I'm hopeful for seeing new interactions that might genuinely be quite moving. Like, why is she so shy? Is it just her natural character? Is she just always been shy? Is it because of the girlfriend aspect of it? Why would she enter a line of work where she is so shy? Is she trying to overcome that shyness by doing it, but her experiences so far are just causing her to recess back into that bubble? Like, she thought, if I did something outgoing, maybe that would help make me outgoing, but now because I am being outgoing and I'm being berated for it, it's making me shrink back into my shell. Is that her type of character? That seems like a reasonable guess to me, but I guess we'll see. And then Mami, who knows where she slots back into this. Like, who knows? I assume Kibe has rented out Sumi, but we'll see. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. This was a better episode, I think, in my opinion. Especially after the past two. I can see the potential of this show coming back now. If they keep up with it or not, who knows? Let's hope for a strong finale anyway. Leave a like if you enjoyed the episode as per usual. Leave a comment on what you thought of the episode, as well as how you think show's going, how the finale is going to set up. I know I've been critical of it last couple of episodes, but I'm on the uptick now. I hope you guys are as well. And don't forget to hit subscribe to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Summer 2020 lineup you can find on my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.